and welcome to the Ultimate Freight Podcast. This is Joe Gianosa here with Ultimate Logistics Inc., here to guide you through these choppy freight waters. We're seeing a slight pullback in rates. Rejection rates for contracted freight has fallen below 40%, which is awesome. But that's what we predicted the last few weeks, right? A slight pullback in rates and volume of shipping right before 4th of July shipping week. And that usually happens right before a big event or before a lot of things ship out. You're going to see a slight pullback in volume, and there's less demand, and that creates lower rates for you. But what we're going to see next week, a week from today, starts 4th of July shipping week. So make sure you get all your orders together and try to ship everything out as soon as you can this week if you can. It's really important that you time out your orders appropriately so that way you're not shipping last minute in that week next week. 4th of July week, you don't want to make any mistakes. You want to have everything in order, so make sure you check all your orders, and if at all possible, ship them this week instead of next week. We're actually seeing higher volume out of Los Angeles and Long Beach area because of the Port of Long Beach, Port of LA, super backed up. Same thing with Oakland. Oakland Port is backed up. There's a lot of vessels that are taking 50 to 70 days just to get unloaded. They're behind schedule, and that affects everything. So actually the container rates from China over here to the United States just went up $1,500 just from last week to this week. So that's not slowing down at all. More volume of shipping means more trucks being used and higher rates. But we're enjoying some good pricing now, relatively speaking, but expect that to go up here in the near future, especially next week with 4th of July shipping week. And as usual, you're seeing high rates coming out of the Southeast, coming out of the Midwest, going into there as well. That hasn't changed much, but it is a little bit lower as far as rates go. All right, so let's talk about the phrase backhaul. Backhaul means the driver is looking for a load to come back home with. Every carrier has a home base. So let's say the carrier is based out of the Bay Area, let's say San Jose, California. And they're based in San Jose, so the carrier is going to want to pick up a load as close to San Jose as possible and come back home with a load as close to San Jose as possible. So let's say they're a nationwide carrier, they go coast to coast. So they would want to pick up a load as close to San Jose as possible, deliver out, let's say to New Jersey. They're getting like 11, 12 grand right now going out to New Jersey, so a refrigerated load. So they go out to New Jersey, deliver. Well, where are they going to want to get a load back to? Obviously, they're going to want to get a load back as close to San Jose as possible. Well, the closer you can get them back home, the cheaper their rate is going to be. So, if you have loads shipping out of the East Coast, you're going to want to find a driver that's from the West Coast if you're taking it back to the West Coast. If you have orders shipping out of the East Coast going to Florida, you're going to want to find a carrier that's based in Florida because they're usually going to give you a lot cheaper rates just to get that driver back home. There's a lot of costs involved with carriers as far as fuel and time spent in the truck, and also opportunity costs to get other loads. So the more advantageous you can make that load for the carrier, the better. And your broker is supposed to be able to find these carriers for you that make it easier for you to get loads done. So it depends on the lane, depends on what you have, depends on what's contracted and everything else, but what you want to do is wherever you're shipping, it's more advantageous to send a driver to that location to deliver to bring them back home. It's always going to be less expensive. They're going to be more motivated. It's less of a percentage chance that they're going to drop the load on you last minute, and they're just trying to get that driver home. The driver's just trying to get home. They don't want to spend another day driving. Maybe they get another load. The best they can find is something 350 miles away from their home location. Well, that's going to add more miles, obviously, more time for them, and an extra day on the road, so they're going to end up charging more to go there. So however you can do it, you usually use a broker. It's hard to search carriers on your own. That's why you use brokers, especially nowadays. These are one of the little things that we can do to keep your freight costs down, is find a backhaul for a carrier and make that much more advantageous to ship over to that location. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. And again, make sure you check out your 4th of July orders. That starts in a week. Next Monday, the 30th, is 4th of July shipping week. Be very conscious of what you're shipping, where you're shipping, and if at all possible, try and ship it this week. Take advantage of these lower prices, relatively speaking, and they're definitely going to go up next week. So if you can ship anything this week instead of next week, I would definitely do it. Thanks, guys.